Yeah, we're here at the Mid-City Station Post Office, and you can see behind me here that fire continues to burn. So far this morning, we've seen a lot of flames and smoke. Right now, we're seeing a little less flames, just a lot more smoke. We're hearing a lot of loud banging. It looks like some of the pieces of the building here are still starting to fall on top of one another. This is the Canal Furniture Liquidators in Nola Till You Die warehouse. We've seen these two ladder trucks here all morning long work to fight this fire, as they have multiple dozens of firefighters on the scene here walking around, making sure with their hoses as well that this fire doesn't spread here throughout this neighborhood. You can see the heavy smoke that's been billowing. You can see it from miles away, filling the city here. The smoke has been burning all kinds of colors, mostly dark this morning, as these firefighters continue to work to put out this fire here. The warehouse here is next to Bayou Bicycles here on the banks of Bayou St. John. We haven't seen any damage to that building yet, but as Rob Krieger was reporting earlier this morning.
Yeah, we're at the Whitmar Acres subdivision in Hammond, where water is inundated at least a few of the streets here. This is Silman Road. It's been blocked off by police to try and keep cars out because the water is creeping dangerously close to homes. Already people are putting sandbags down in front of their doors to try and keep some of that water from coming in. The biggest problem are cars driving through with the wake pushing water in. Now, I want to show you something. You can see the water is just steady flowing down the street here, down Whitmar Drive. You can see toward the back, there's been plenty of people walking through the road here in cars attempting to ford this water. It's been mainly large trucks. A few smaller vehicles have been made lucky enough to make it through here, but the water is pretty high.
It's absolutely incredible as the sun comes up and we get a better picture of some of this devastation. Take a look at this house here in the 4700 block of Bundy, where the house essentially just collapsed on itself. The frame of this house is gone. I mean, all you see is rubble, pieces of wood, everything. The home, their personal belongings, his family's personal belongings. I can see a little Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse bench. Not sure if a family lived here or young children, but the good news, everyone did get out okay. We know that there were no fatalities as a result of yesterday's tornado. 250 homes damaged. It took the NOPD and firefighters and all the other emergency crews quite some time yesterday to go through all of these properties to make sure people were okay. Take a look over here at this house just next door, where first the roof blew off and then the side of the house sort of collapsed in. A tree fell in the front yard. It's just incredible that
Higgins is accused of killing his neighbor, well-known Metairie Tow Truck Company owner Lee Big Lee Martin, after an argument outside of their homes earlier this year in May. Now, investigators say Higgins grabbed a gun and shot his neighbor after Martin sprayed Higgins' car with a garden hose and eventually sprayed water inside his vehicle during that argument. The 78-year-old has since bonded out of jail on a $500,000 bond after a judge decided not to reduce that amount earlier this summer. He's ordered to wear an ankle bracelet until the trial. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Responding says the outcome of that trial could depend on how a judge or jury interprets the evidence.
Despite the cold and the wind and all this snow coming down, it is absolutely a beautiful sight to see. We've been out here all morning. Earlier this morning, you could see some of the grass. That's not the case anymore. Just to give you an idea of how deep the snow is, I'm going to stick my hand in it right here and just see my fingers are just disappearing in the snow. You got to get down deep in there to find out where the snow is. But you just picked that up. That is an easily made snowball right there. We've seen a lot of people walking around out here this morning, taking in the sight of this winter wonderland. They've got their phones out. They're sharing those pictures with us on Facebook and Twitter, enjoying the side of the snow here. Some people are concerned about the roads here. We just talked to an Amite police officer who says they've seen no problem so far, but they're still encouraging everybody to use that common sense and to drive slow out here this morning, especially on those rural roads that aren't as heavily traveled. That's where the snow can accumulate really quick out there. So if you're heading out this morning for whatever reason, make sure that you take your time, you add in that extra time for your commute, take things nice and slow and easy this morning.